So it's been about 4 years since I got divorced from my Japanese ex-wife, and sometimes I sit here and I think to myself, did I make the right decision? Was it the correct choice to divorce her? My life compared to how it was when I was married just seems to be worse in almost every single way. So the reason why things kind of suck right now is because obviously it's kind of embarrassing to be 35 years old and living with your mum and you can't get a serious relationship, or you can get a serious relationship, but it never really lasts very long. But basically, I'd be making way more money if I was still living in Japan because there would be way more content opportunities. And then I could have made content with my ex-wife because she was completely okay with being on camera, and she's quite enthusiastic actually about making content together with me. She actually did have an interest in being a YouTuber or being like a YouTuber couple with me on YouTube. She did actually say to me that it won't be easy to find like a new girl who'd be happy to be on camera. And at the time I was like, yeah, whatever, what do you know? But it turns out she was right, because it is actually really difficult to find someone to make YouTube content with who is completely okay with being on camera and doesn't let the hate comments or the toxic viewers get to them. And you might be thinking, well, why did you divorce her in the first place? Why didn't you just stay with her if it was so great? And the problem is, I'm a dreamer. I always think in the back of my mind, I can do better. So I kept looking at my ex-wife and I kept thinking, I feel like I could do better. I've got all these other options. I've got all these other choices opening up to me now that I have this YouTube fame.
He said his life was worse in every single measurable way. That's fucking insane.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of ways to measure.
He did a quality check. Like, nah, this shit sucked now.
If a woman came up and said, "Hey, I know I could do better," and then she ended up failing, we would make fun of her all day. We're like, "Yeah, you should have stayed with that nigga, shouldn't you?" You know what I'm saying? Like when a girl has a kid, you know what I'm saying? We're like, why didn't you go with the baby daddy? We say that all the time.
Yeah, this is
so it's only fair that we say to this nigga too, bro. You come on, man. Yeah, why don't you stay with your wife? Come on.
How is his life worse? He just explained so many good qualities about this woman.
You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I'm guessing she wasn't ugly because he was attracted to her. She wanted to help you with your career. You know what I'm saying? Being a YouTuber, which I'm not gonna lie, you present that to a lot of people. They were like, "You dumb as fuck. You want to be a YouTuber? Nigga, go get a job. Nigga, this is a chemical plant that needs you." That nigga said, "I could find better out there." Nigga, where?
He said, "Turns out she's right."
She definitely would. Hey, actually, pass me her number, dude, because I might.
She sound amazing, nigga.
You know how many niggas with a SoundCloud career would love that?
All right.
So it's to just support their dreams, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I could be a real producer, babe. Like, damn, nigga.
For real.
She over there holding the camera, doing his edits, talking to him about transition scenes, and this nigga's just like, nah, I could find better.
I think surely even after 4 years or 5 years, people would have been more interested in watching my channel if I was still living in Japan and vlogging and talking about life in Japan, compared to now where I basically just sit in my bedroom in my mum's house and I don't even go out. I went out once. I've been back in the UK for like nearly 3 months, and I think I've been out a total of 2 times. And now looking back in hindsight, I feel like there could have been way more content opportunities if I had stayed married, even if it might have been boring because I would have had to stop cheating and stop meeting up with fangirls.
He said this shit would have been boring because I would have had to stop cheating. I remember him. His content is just him being brutally honest, like in a very awkward way, and that shit is so funny.
Nah, like I see the awkwardness. I think he's right that his content, people would have stayed longer term for his content if he was still with the same woman, still in Japan and doing stuff. People love couple channels. They just do. You know what I'm saying? I see a couple YouTube popping off all the time. Like that's just, you can call it parasocial, you can call it weird, it's whatever. I get where he's coming from, where he said, yeah, you know, it would have been boring if I would have stayed, you know, in this relationship that I don't like and blah, 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 and I'm over here cheating and stuff like that. But that's something that he probably should have looked deeper within himself and went to therapy for, because that's not a her problem. That's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless she was doing something that was like, hey, I just don't want to be in this relationship, and you just felt the need, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said it, he was like, hey, I have this newfound YouTube fame and I want to use it. That's a you problem. That's not even on her, because all she's doing is supporting your dream, and you're the one that's going out and cheating and stuff like that. Like, that's something that you should have been like, hey, I'm sorry this happened. This is what's happening. How can we, you know what I'm saying, get through this? And she probably would have compromised with you. You know what I'm saying? She probably would have been like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand this is a phase. maybe we can have an open relationship. Or, hey, you know what I'm saying? I understand this is happening. Why don't we go to couples therapy and try to see if there's like a root cause that we can try? You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't leave him, from what I understand. She didn't leave him. He divorced
Yeah.
her.
He had a really good wife, like something that's rare to find nowadays. And he fucked it up. Like aggressively fucked it up. Like he didn't even like accidentally fuck it up. Kurt, he like aggressively fucked it up.
See, my thing is, and this just might be me, all right? And this is why I get upset. Because, like, he went out and he found him a woman, supported his career, liked him, loved him, really. And he was able to cheat with no consequence. Where's my dumb bitch? I don't get that. I don't get that. Where do you find them? Bro, where do you find them? Beach. Where do you find them? Like every time, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll see niggas like, yeah, man, I be cheating on my bitch. She keep taking me back. Why don't I get that? Where's mine? I wouldn't even cheat a lot. I would cheat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to experience and make sure she's solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so she could catch you one time and be like, you know what, baby, it's okay. I still love you. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I feel guilty. I'm sorry. I'll never cheat again because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you held me down even though we went through these trials and tribulations. But really, it's just trials and tribulations for you. I'm cool. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you could accept the heat. Like, where are people finding these great women at? These homemakers. That's what she is. She's a homemaker.
Like now that I'm 35, the idea of trying to move to Japan again and trying to find a new wife is just far too difficult. I don't have access to dating apps anymore, so that makes finding a woman in the first place extremely difficult. I would have to like go to a bar or go clubbing and actually talk to women on the street, which I just cannot do. It's so scary and it's so difficult. Without dating apps, I can't really find anyone, to be honest. So trying to recreate what I once had before when I was married in Japan, again now, nearly 5 years later, it's just so difficult. It's like an uphill battle.
What do you mean you don't got access to dating apps?
Nigga, just download the app, nigga.
Nigga, nah. What does he mean by that? Because that's not like he did some heinous ass shit to get kicked off.
Yeah, are you saying like you restricted? Yeah,
I really hope not, because that nigga just might be on a list.
he had lost cause, bro. He had something great and ruined it. You know how many niggas who look like him who just want someone like that he described? He just threw it away.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this is why, like, this is his content. Like, he just does stupid shit like this. But he doesn't, like, he's not, like, dumb. He's more so, like socially clueless. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's what people watch him for. And I noticed this because I'm pretty sure I watched some people who reacted to his content before. And he'll constantly say, like he lacks so much tact. Like, he'll just openly say, like, yeah, I'll be cheating, man. I'll be like, bro, stop. Bro, stop cheating on your, like stop, like, ruining all the relationships that you do get. Because all you do is complain that you can't get a relationship. And then when you get into one, you ruin it.
So as you may know, this year I went to Japan a couple months ago and I was there for about 90 days. And I was living in a guest house that was basically 15 minutes walk away from where me and my ex-wife used to live. So I was basically in the same area. And I don't know why I did that. It was a really stupid idea because it just made me feel really sad and down. I walked around the streets in the area and I just kept reminiscing and feeling nostalgic and feeling massive amounts of regret. And I felt like, why did I get divorced and I lost everything? And I actually really missed her and I really was hoping that she would agree to meet up, because maybe in the back of my mind I was thinking, what if we got back together? I know, as crazy as that sounds, I thought it could be a possibility that she might still be interested. Maybe she could forgive me or see that I've changed or see that the problems we had before wouldn't be problems now because things have changed and everything. My YouTube channel is kind of dead and it's not as crazy as it used to be back then. But obviously she moved on. She wasn't interested in talking to me at all. She didn't even want to reply to my messages. And then she reported me to the police. And
you left Japan and then you came back. I'm not gonna lie, it sounded like he was stalking her. Like that's what it sounded like to me. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just happened to be 15 minutes away from where we were, walking all our old streets, you know what I'm saying? Hitting up our old spots. Like, nah, that's not just you don't just end up there, you know what I'm saying? from the UK to like right on her block in Japan. Nigga, it's not like you're looking for it. Nigga. And then I'm not gonna lie, the amount of messages that it takes for the police to actually like do something is a lot. So he must have been messaging her a lot. Like, don't try to brush that off, nigga. Like that was probably a crazy amount. She was like, all right, this nigga just won't leave me alone. Cause I'm not gonna lie, she sounds cool. I don't know her personally, but like from what you've explained to me, she sounds cool as fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like she was reluctant to go to the police, but she was like, man, this nigga keep texting me every minute on the minute. I got to do something.
No lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the first time in a long time where I feel like this nigga deserved everything he got. Like every bad consequence he deserved. He's a villain, bro.
This is a fucking villain walking among us, and like he really shouldn't be. I'm not gonna lie. Like back in the day, this nigga would be like, you know what I'm saying, like straight jacketed in a padded room, away from like public. But here he is, just walking around cheating on bitches. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
We're letting a mentally ill Asian man just walk around the world cheating on bitches, ruining relationships.
I was dead. I've got no more YouTube fame or clout. The money's all dried up. What the hell happened? I kept thinking to myself, 4 years ago when I was in this park in this exact same spot, I felt like I was on top of the world. I had all these options, all these choices, all these opportunities, all this money, and now I've got nothing. And the ironic thing is, the reason why I was scared and unhappy being in the marriage was because I was scared that these things would happen if I stayed in the marriage or if I was stuck in the marriage. Things like stagnation, becoming irrelevant, people getting bored, being sad and lonely. I thought if I stayed in the marriage, I would have to suffer these things, but actually I am suffering those things because I left the marriage. And if I had stayed in the marriage, I don't think my life would have stagnated so badly. I don't think I'd be lonely, and I don't think people would have gotten so bored with my content as they have now. So it's kind of interesting how in the beginning it seemed like it was a good idea to get divorced, and in the short term it was a good idea because I did all this stuff and I met all these girls and it was a good time. But in the long run, I guess it didn't really turn out to be the best decision, and my life might be more fulfilling and more enjoyable if I had just stayed married and I stayed in Japan. Things could have been more interesting that way.
I'm not gonna lie, it's funny to see when it happens to other people, but it's very tragic when it happens to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in that stage of breaking up, like in the I miss my bitch stage. And it's very tragic because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start remembering all the good. You start thinking like, damn, man, we should have had kids. We should have had a house. We should have done this. We should have done that. And now she's gone. I feel his pain, but like also it's his fault. Like it's his fault. It's his fault.
Yeah. I can relate to losing my bitch and that feeling, but
we all can. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? So it's part of life. It's a canon event. You got to lose your bitch one time, and like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, she was actually way better than what I thought.
Yeah, she sounded amazing. She sounded fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to meet her because like
she sounded fantastic. Amazing qualities.
She over here editing, audio engineering, cooking, cleaning, looking the other way when this nigga cheats. I mean, I don't know. She sounds like she does it all. I'm pretty sure she sat him down and was like, hey, like, I know you cheating, but like, don't fuck up this YouTube money. And he was like, I'm gonna fuck up this YouTube money. She was like, no, don't fuck up this YouTube money. And then the nigga divorced her. And I'm pretty sure she was sitting in the court like, you stupid bitch. We had the YouTube money. Look, you could have cheated. Like, damn, nigga. But like, you didn't want to be a YouTuber no more? I wanted to be a YouTuber. This was easy.
Bro, you know how big of a void relationships are in Japan? And there was a YouTube, like, Japanese couple or whatever, like a couple in Japan.
They would have been superstars.
They would have been superstars, nigga. That's such an amazing, like, lane to be in.
They were like, oh, one of the 5 couples in Japan. Look at them. Hands.